Why do many elderly people not live past 80? The action that determines their fate. Aging is a journey filled with challenges and opportunities, yet one of the most profound concerns for many older adults in their 70s and beyond is maintaining longevity and quality of life. The golden years are meant to be a time of fulfillment, reflection, and peace. But for many, the journey ends prematurely before the age of 80. Why does this happen? And more importantly, what can be done to extend life and enhance its quality during this stage? Drawing on scientific research, life experiences, and timeless wisdom, we will explore the habits, mindsets, and actions that significantly impact the lives of elderly individuals. For those aged 70 and above, understanding these principles could be the key to not just living longer, but living better. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. The Golden Decade. Why ages 70 to 80 are crucial. The period between the ages of 70 and 80 is often called the Golden Decade. It's a phase of life where choices matter more than ever, holding the potential to determine whether one thrives into their 80s and beyond, or succumbs to the natural challenges of aging. While these years bring inevitable changes, they also offer a profound opportunity to shape the quality and length of the remaining journey. A time of transition and opportunity. For many, the Golden Decade is a turning point. The hustle of earlier years, raising families, building careers, navigating life's hurdles, has quieted. There's now time for reflection, reconnection, and the pursuit of personal joy. Yet, this period is also fraught with risks. Physical strength wanes, chronic illnesses emerge or worsen, and emotional challenges like loneliness can feel heavier than ever. The decade from 70 to 80 is not just about survival. It is about making deliberate choices to live fully. This is the window where small actions, often overlooked, have immense impact. Those who take proactive steps to care for their health, build supportive relationships, and nurture their mental and emotional well-being often find themselves rewarded with vitality and fulfillment. The fragility of this phase. The body becomes more delicate during this time, with decreasing resilience to illnesses, injuries, and stress. A single fall can lead to a cascade of health issues. A poorly managed chronic condition can spiral into complications, and unchecked emotional struggles can rob these years of joy. Every decision, what to eat, how to move, whom to connect with, becomes a building block for either longevity or decline. But fragility doesn't mean hopelessness. It's a reminder to treat life with care and to engage with it mindfully. The Golden Decade is not a passive chapter. It's an invitation to act intentionally. Why this decade determines the future. What makes this period so pivotal is its cumulative effect on later years. Decisions made during this time dictate the body's readiness to handle the inevitable challenges of being 80 or 90 years old. Those who take the initiative now to build strength, maintain balance, and foster positive relationships are laying the groundwork for a longer, healthier, and more independent life. Conversely, neglecting health, ignoring emotional well-being, or retreating into isolation can set the stage for premature frailty, dependence, and even an earlier end. It's not just about living longer, it's about preserving dignity, autonomy, and purpose. A time for renewal. Rather than viewing this decade as a time of decline, it can be reframed as a period of renewal. It's a chance to rediscover what brings joy, to reconnect with passions that may have been set aside, and to redefine relationships with loved ones. Whether through nurturing a garden, exploring new hobbies, or deepening spiritual practices, the years from 70 to 80 can be some of the most fulfilling. The Golden Decade is a call to take ownership of life's direction. It's about understanding that while we can't control everything, genetics, unexpected illness, or life's external pressures, we have immense power over how we approach these years. a call to action. This decade is a gift, a fleeting yet powerful opportunity to shape the years ahead. It's a reminder to savor every moment, embrace every relationship, and take every step toward a healthier, more vibrant future. Aging with grace doesn't just happen, it's a deliberate act of love toward oneself and those who cherish us. So, what will you make of this golden decade? It's not just another chapter in your story, it's the bridge to a brighter, longer tomorrow. 2. The critical action: taking ownership of your health. As we age, the most profound truth becomes clear. No one else can care for our health the way we can. It's a realization that underscores the critical importance of taking ownership of our well being, especially in the later stages of life. This act of self empowerment is not just a choice, but a necessity, one that determines not only how long we live, but how well we live. Health is not merely the absence of illness, it is the vitality that allows us to move freely, connect meaningfully, and embrace life's experiences with joy. After 70, our bodies and minds require more attention, more care, and more deliberate action. This is not a time to relinquish responsibility to doctors, caregivers, or loved ones. Instead, it is a time to step forward, to be our own advocate, and to shape the quality of our remaining years with intention and purpose. Taking ownership of your health begins with understanding your body's needs. It means listening closely to its signals, responding to fatigue with rest, to aches with care, and to signs of decline with proactive measures. The body at 70 is not the same as it was at 40, and it requires a gentler, more mindful approach. Yet, within this fragility lies resilience. The human body, even in its later years, is remarkably responsive to consistent care and attention. Diet becomes a cornerstone of this ownership. What we put into our bodies matters more than ever. A balanced, nutrient-rich diet fuels our cells, strengthens our immune systems, and supports our energy levels. It's not just about avoiding processed foods or cutting back on salt and sugar. It's about nourishing ourselves with intention, finding joy in the colors, flavors, and textures of wholesome meals, and recognizing food as both sustenance and medicine. Movement is another essential aspect of taking charge. Physical activity, tailored to our abilities, is a lifeline. Whether it's a morning walk, gentle yoga, or even light gardening, movement keeps our bodies strong and our spirits uplifted. It reminds us of what we are capable of and builds the stamina we need to navigate daily life. It's not about pushing limits or chasing youth. It's about honoring our bodies with the gift of motion. Equally important is the care of our minds. Ownership of health extends beyond the physical. It demands a commitment to our mental and emotional well-being. This means challenging ourselves to stay curious and engaged, finding new hobbies, or rediscovering old passions. It means protecting our peace of mind by reducing stress, practicing gratitude, and connecting with others. Loneliness, while common in later life, can be mitigated by cultivating relationships and participating in community activities. Even small acts like smiling at a neighbor or calling a friend can have profound effects on our sense of belonging. Regular medical care is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. Preventive checkups and screenings are tools that allow us to address potential health issues before they become serious. Taking medications as prescribed, asking questions during doctor visits, and seeking second opinions when necessary are all acts of empowerment. We should see healthcare professionals as partners, not saviors, in our journey of well-being. But beyond the practical steps, taking ownership of health is an emotional commitment. It's about valuing ourselves enough to make choices that honor our bodies and minds. It's about recognizing that every small action, choosing water over soda, stretching in the morning, or going to bed on time, is a step toward a longer, healthier life. It's about forgiving ourselves for past neglect and focusing instead on the possibilities of today. At its core, Taking ownership of health is an act of love, love for ourselves and for those who care about us. When we invest in our well being, we ease the burden on our families, inspire those around us, and ensure that our later years are lived with dignity and independence. It is never too late to take control, to make changes, and to embrace life with vitality and hope. So take that first step. Whether it's scheduling a checkup, taking a walk, or preparing a nutritious meal, know that every effort matters. This is your health, your life, and your legacy. Own it. 3. Avoiding habits that accelerate decline. As we age, the small, seemingly inconsequential habits of daily life take on a much greater significance. These habits, often formed over decades, can either support a vibrant, healthy life or quietly chip away at our well-being. After the age of 70, avoiding habits that accelerate physical, emotional, and mental decline becomes a critical part of preserving not just life itself, but the quality of that life. One of the most insidious habits is inactivity. A sedentary lifestyle can creep in subtly, disguising itself as well-earned rest after years of hard work. While relaxation is important, prolonged periods of sitting or inactivity weaken muscles, stiffen joints, and diminish balance. This can set the stage for falls, one of the leading causes of injury and loss of independence in older adults. But more than that, inactivity affects the heart, lungs, and even the brain, contributing to chronic illnesses and cognitive decline. Moving regularly, even in small, gentle ways, can counteract these effects, keeping the body stronger and more resilient. Another habit that silently harms is poor nutrition. The diet that might have sustained us in earlier years often becomes detrimental as we age. High sodium, high sugar, and high fat foods can exacerbate conditions like hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease, creating a cascade of health problems that could otherwise be avoided. Overeating, too, becomes a hidden danger, straining a digestive system that works more slowly with age. The solution isn't deprivation, it's mindfulness. Choosing meals rich in nutrients, savoring every bite, and prioritizing smaller, more frequent portions can transform eating into a source of vitality rather than a source of harm. Equally damaging is neglecting emotional and mental health. In the later years of life, emotions often run deep. Loneliness, regret, or fear can take root if not addressed. Allowing negative feelings to fester can lead to chronic stress, which impacts physical health as much as mental well-being. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline can strain the heart, weaken the immune system, and accelerate aging. Learning to let go of resentment, practicing gratitude, and finding joy in small moments are powerful antidotes. Emotional health isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Overfrugality is another habit that may seem harmless or even virtuous, but can rob life of its richness. Many older adults, shaped by years of financial caution, fall into the trap of denying themselves comfort or enjoyment. They reuse, save, or scrimp to the point of neglecting their own needs. While it's wise to be financially responsible, these are also years to celebrate the fruits of a lifetime of labor. Enjoying a warm meal, treating oneself to a new coat, or traveling to see a loved one is not extravagance, it is self-care. Perhaps the most overlooked harmful habit is retreating from social connections. Life changes, retirement, the loss of a spouse, or the relocation of children can lead to isolation. Pulling back from relationships, whether due to grief, pride, or convenience, compounds feelings of loneliness and diminishes opportunities for joy. A kind word from a neighbor, a conversation with an old friend, or joining a community activity can reignite a sense of belonging and purpose. Social bonds aren't just about companionship, they are about survival. Finally, one of the most dangerous habits is ignoring the warning signs of the body. Pain, fatigue, or unusual symptoms are not just inconveniences to be brushed aside. They are messages from the body asking for attention. Ignoring these signs can lead to conditions becoming unmanageable, stealing away time and independence. Regular health checkups and a willingness to address concerns head on are acts of respect for the body that has carried us through decades of life. Avoiding harmful habits is not about perfection or guilt, it's about awareness and choice. It's about recognizing that every decision, how we eat, move, think, and connect, either builds us up or wears us down. These choices shape not only how long we live, but how fully we live. The power lies in our hands to choose habits that nourish, energize, and sustain us. The years beyond 70 are a precious gift, a time to savor and protect. By letting go of habits that accelerate decline and embracing those that uplift and sustain, we not only extend our lives, but enhance every moment within them. This is your time. Treat it with care, honor, and love. 4. Creating a supportive environment. As we age, the environment we live in becomes more than just a backdrop. It becomes a foundation for safety, comfort, and peace of mind. Our surroundings profoundly influence how well we navigate daily life, how secure we feel, and ultimately, how long and fulfilling our lives can be. Creating a supportive environment after 70 is not merely about practicality. It is about nurturing a space that reflects who we are while protecting us from unnecessary risks. A home filled with familiar memories is a sanctuary. It holds the echoes of a life well lived, the laughter of family gatherings, the quiet moments of reflection, and the simple routines that bring comfort. Yet, as our bodies change, so must our living spaces. A supportive environment prioritizes safety without sacrificing the warmth and familiarity of home. It's about recognizing that a single fall, a misplaced object, or insufficient lighting can have life altering consequences and taking thoughtful steps to prevent them. Handrails in bathrooms, non slip rugs, and well lit hallways may seem like small adjustments, but they are lifelines that preserve independence. These changes tell a story, one of foresight, self respect, and in the unwavering determination to remain self sufficient. Every modification is a step toward freedom, allowing us to move with confidence rather than fear. But a supportive environment goes beyond physical safety, and it's about surrounding ourselves with elements that uplift our spirits. A beloved armchair by the window, a collection of cherished photos, or even a small garden to tend can bring immense joy and meaning. These touches transform a house into a home and remind us that our surroundings should nourish the soul as much as the body. Social connections are another critical part of a supportive environment. Neighbors who check in, family members who visit, and community programs that encourage interaction create a network of care. These relationships act as safety nets, ensuring that help is never far away in moments of need. A supportive environment is not one of isolation, but one of interconnectedness, where we feel part of something larger than ourselves. Living arrangements should also reflect our unique needs and desires. For some, remaining in the family home brings peace, while for others, downsizing to a more manageable space provides freedom. The decision should honor not just practicality, but also the emotional significance of the choice. What matters most is that the environment supports autonomy and allows us to live with dignity and ease. Ultimately, creating a supportive environment is an act of self-love. It is a recognition that we deserve to feel safe, valued, and cared for in our own spaces. It is not just about adapting to aging, but about embracing it with grace and wisdom. When our environment supports us fully, we are free to focus on what truly matters, the moments, relationships, and passions that make life worth living. 5. Facing mortality with grace. Aging brings with it the profound realization that life is finite. For many, The years beyond 70 become a time of reflection, a reckoning with mortality that can feel both daunting and freeing. How we choose to face this inevitability shapes not only the quality of our remaining years, but also the legacy we leave behind. To face mortality with grace is to embrace life in its fullness while preparing for its end with courage and dignity. Mortality is a truth we cannot escape, but it is not something to fear. It is instead a reminder of life's fragility and beauty. Accepting this truth allows us to live more fully, appreciating the small moments that make each day meaningful: a sunrise, a shared meal, the sound of laughter. When we stop fighting the concept of an ending, we find the freedom to focus on the present, where life is most vibrant. Grace in facing mortality begins with an open heart. It involves reflecting on the journey of our lives, the triumphs, the challenges, the relationships that have shaped us, and finding peace with the story we have written. It is about recognizing that no life is perfect, but every life is unique and valuable. Gratitude for what we have experienced can ease the sting of what we have yet to do. Preparation is another cornerstone of facing mortality with grace. This does not mean dwelling on death, but rather taking practical steps to ensure peace of mind for ourselves and our loved ones. Creating a will, expressing our wishes for end-of-life care, and having open conversations about these topics are acts of love that remove uncertainty and allow families to focus on connection rather than logistics. Spirituality often becomes a source of strength during this time. Whether through faith, meditation, or simply a deep connection to nature, many find solace in the idea of something greater than themselves. This sense of connection provides comfort and helps frame mortality as part of a larger cycle rather than an abrupt end. Equally important is the choice to continue living fully, even as we acknowledge life's impermanence. Pursuing passions, creating memories with loved ones, and setting goals, no matter how small, remind us that we are alive. Facing mortality with grace means refusing to let fear of the future rob us of the joy available in the present. Perhaps most profoundly, grace comes from the way we view our legacy. Mortality is not just about leaving. It is about leaving something meaningful behind. The wisdom we share, the kindness we show, and the love we give ripple outward, touching lives long after we are gone. When we focus on these contributions, our mortality becomes less a loss and more a continuation of the impact we have made. Facing mortality is not an act of surrender, but an act of profound courage. It is a chance to meet life's final chapter with the same dignity, strength, and authenticity that carried us through its earlier pages. By embracing this truth, we find not only peace, but also a deeper appreciation for the time we have, making each moment all the more precious. 6. Building relationships that last. As we grow older, relationships take on a deeper meaning. They become not just sources of companionship, but anchors of identity, comfort, and purpose. By the time we reach our 70s and beyond, the relationships we nurture and sustain are among the most significant factors shaping the quality of our lives. Building relationships that last is not only about holding on to connections, but also about creating meaningful bonds that withstand the tests of time, distance, and change. In the later years, family often becomes the heart of our emotional world. Children, grandchildren, and extended relatives offer a sense of continuity, a bridge between generations. Yet, these relationships are not without challenges. Adult children have their own lives, often filled with demanding responsibilities, while grandchildren may seem distant, absorbed in a world of their own. To build lasting family bonds requires patience, understanding, and effort. It means showing up, not just physically, but emotionally. A thoughtful phone call, a shared story, or even the simple act of attending a family event can create memories that linger. But lasting relationships are not confined to family alone. Friendships, particularly those forged in earlier years, are lifelines in later life. They offer companionship, shared history, and an understanding that family sometimes cannot provide. Maintaining these bonds requires intention. As life pulls friends in different directions, regular check ins, visits, or even handwritten letters can keep connections strong. And for those who have lost touch, reaching out is an act of courage and generosity that often rekindles warmth and support. For many, building relationships that last also means forging new connections. Retirement, relocation, or the loss of loved ones can leave a void that is best filled by seeking out new bonds. Joining a club, volunteering, or participating in community activities are ways to meet like-minded individuals and create new friendships. These connections may not have the depth of lifelong relationships, but they can bring fresh energy, perspectives, and joy. Neighbors, too, play a critical role in this phase of life. A smile, a wave, or a friendly chat across the fence can transform neighbors into a support network. In moments of need, nearby friends can be invaluable, offering everything from practical help to emotional reassurance. Cultivating good relationships with neighbors is not just about proximity. It's about creating a sense of belonging and security in the place we call home. Equally important is the relationship we build with ourselves. As life slows down, there is more time for introspection and self-discovery. This is an opportunity to treat oneself with kindness, to forgive past mistakes, and to embrace personal growth. A lasting relationship with oneself is rooted in self-respect, self-care, and the courage to live authentically. Finally, building relationships that last means understanding the value of presence over perfection. It is not about grand gestures or flawless interactions, but about showing up consistently with honesty and care. It means listening deeply, offering support without judgment, and creating spaces where others feel valued and loved. As the years pass, the connections we maintain and nurture are the threads that weave our lives together. They provide laughter in moments of joy, comfort in times of sorrow, and meaning in the quiet in between. Building relationships that last is one of the most profound ways to ensure that our later years are rich, fulfilling, and deeply connected. In the end, it is the people in our lives who matter most. The bonds we strengthen today will carry us through the challenges of tomorrow, giving us strength, purpose, and the enduring gift of love. Conclusion: the path to a fulfilling life beyond 80. The journey to living past 80 begins with conscious choices and deliberate actions. By taking ownership of health, avoiding harmful habits, fostering positive relationships, and embracing life with optimism, elderly individuals can extend both the length and quality of their lives. Remember, the golden years are not just about counting the days, but making the days count. With each step taken toward better health and stronger connections, the possibility of a vibrant and fulfilling old age grows ever closer. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. And here's to living life on your own terms.